What is up, all you action figure collectors out there? I am back with another action figure review. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at a whole wave today, which is the DC Multiverse Aquaman movie figures. You know, starring, Aquaman, Mera, Black Manta, and Orm or Ocean Master. Like, yeah, I've been wanting this wave for a while. This is like a, 5-year-old, wave, or if not, or maybe 6, since this year is almost over. I got these for Christmas. And you obviously know that here on each box, you get, pictures of the characters. And and obviously on the back, it shows us all the figures in the wave in order to build the Trench Warrior. All right. Oh, my bad. Almost felt the tripod. This should be a sweet wave, and it looks, and I heard you guys obviously know a lot of people said positive things about this wave. So now let's get this figure open and take a look at what they're all about. Okay, so now here's a look at the figures outside of the boxes along with the other contents. And I'm about to be looking at them, each individually. And this is going to be different from many other reviews that I do. Okay, so now for the first off, we have the protagonist himself, Aquaman, which I will definitely say that I love this figure to death. Like, it has so many good details. It's obviously a vast improvement over this one. Like, yeah. And I think that the face sculpt, you can clearly see that. I will definitely say that this one looks a lot more Jason Momoa. Like, this figure isn't bad, but obviously this one is new and improved. So yeah, I really like the details, and this might be the ideal definitive suit Aquaman that I really want to build to for my Justice League stop motion series whenever I start it. I mean, like, yeah, because I really love this suit because it looks more like Aquaman in the comics. Like, I love how they did the classic orange top and the green gloves. They got some good details. Like, yeah, really love the texturing. And also love how they did the yellow belt on him and his green boots. Like, yeah, they really have done a great job. And he does come with his trident, which does also have some pretty good details on it and looks way better than the one that came with the Justice League one. He only has one hand to hold it in, but yeah. I really do like this figure. He has a lot of details. And, and for the articulation, he could look left, right. He has a little bit of up and down movement, only a little bit of an... Oh, he has a pretty good ab crunch. He does have a waist swivel. Arms could come out decently. Mine is stiff right now. They could rotate and kind of loose. He does have a bicep swivel, but it's stiff right now, but I don't want to break it. He single hinge elbow, so he could bend the elbow pretty good. He could kick forward at the leg pretty good. And he can't really kick back. He has a thigh cut swivel, double hinge knee, so he could bend at the knees pretty good. And he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So yeah, I love this figure to death. But it's kind of debatable if I want to say that he's my favorite figure in the wave. But yeah, but I think it's a really good figure. Okay, so next up, we're looking at Mera, which is the love interest. I mean, I have to, like, hold her up because she has a hard time standing, and, because she's wearing high heels. But, yeah, all what she comes with are these two water blasting, and she could switch the hands. You just pop off the hand and and just put in the hand you want to replace it with, and it'll stay in there nice and tight, but I don't want to do that right now. And you gotta be very careful because the pegs are super tiny and they can like break off. Okay, but I would say that Mattel has pretty much done a decent job. But the face sculpt, I'm not sure if I could say that it's dead on, but it shouldn't really matter because it's supposed to resemble that abuser's face. But overall, I like how they done the red hair and put the crown on her. And yeah. And also, like, yeah, I really like the detailing on the suit. Like, even though it's blue, like in the comics, she wears more green. I mean, they also got an exclusive figure, like, of her from the Justice League movie that is all green, but I actually don't have that figure to give a comparison. But there's others who could give comparisons on other videos who reviewed this figure, because the figure's 5 years old. But yeah, really like how they've done it. Like, yeah, really like it. So like, yeah, the articulation is pretty cool. I mean, she could look left and right because her hair is a soft material. The arms could come out pretty good. She does have a bicep swivel. She could bend at the elbow pretty good, but no hinges. And she has a wrist swivel. She does have a waist swivel and ab crunch. She could kick forward pretty good. She does have a thigh cut. She could bend at the knees pretty good, even though it's single joints. She does have up and down movement and ankle pivot, but mine is super stiff right now. Might fix that with hot water. And she has 2 peg holes on the bottom of her feet. But yeah, I like this figure. Oh, and she does also have a staff, but I don't have that with me right now, but I will. But she does also come with a staff. Okay, so next up, we're looking at Black Manta, which he only comes with the blade weapon, which could only go in his right hand, and he can hold it like nice and tight, but I don't feel like putting it in further. But yeah, but I want to say that this is pretty much like one of the coolest figures. Pretty much, I could say this is why I said it's debatable to say if the Aquaman is my favorite, because this, I kind of want to also say that this might also be the coolest looking figure. Like, yeah, because he has so many details. I love this figure to death as well. Like, yeah, I really love how they painted on the eyes on him. Like, yeah, this Black Manta figure looks so badass. Like, yeah, I really like how they've painted on the back and done the red here. I really like how they've done the armored look. Like, yeah, like, because I'm not sure if I want to say if the Aquaman or this figure is my favorite in this entire wave. It's only 4 figures, but yeah, I really like how they've done the details on him. And my Legion of, he'll definitely make my Legion of Doom look a lot more better. Like, yeah, like how they painted the black and red on him. Like, yeah, like, I love this figure to death. He's kind of reminds me of how I like the Deathstroke figure, even though it's from entirely different companies. But the articulation, it's the same as Aquaman. He can look left and right. He doesn't have much up and down movement. The arms could come out pretty good. He does have a bicep swivel, single hinge elbow, so he could bend the elbow about that much, but kind of could rotate the arms without worrying about, this. He does have a waist swivel, an ab crunch. He can kick forward at the leg pretty good, and he can't really kick back. He has a thigh cut swivel, double hinge knee, so he could bend at the knees pretty good. his feet cannot really go up and down, and he doesn't really have ankle pivot, but he also has two peg holes on the bottom of the feet. But yeah, this definitely, I really love this figure. Like, this is definitely high up on the list of some of my favorite figures. Okay, but last but not least, before we get into the collect and connect or build a figure, whatever you want to call it, I want to tell you guys that sorry if this feels like very rushed, because I'm kind of going through a lot of anxiety because, you know, I really wanted to open these up and and this is the only time where I can't get any interruptions. But yeah, but overall, I want to say that Mattel has also done a great job with this Orm or Ocean Master figure, and just like Aquaman and Black Manta, he can hold his trident in his hand nice and tight. I want to say that this is also a pretty neat figure. Like, yeah, he does have, you know, a rubber cape, which I kind of wish is cloth, but I can't be too bothered by this, like, this, because I like cloth capes a lot more, but this works. I really like how they've done the helmet, and yeah, really love how they've done the suit. The purple and gray looks so good on him. Like, yeah, Mattel has really done a fantastic job on this figure, if you ask me. Like, yeah. Like, yeah. Look at the back of the figure. Like, yeah, him and Aquaman obviously have, you know, some similarities. I mean, obviously because they're both Atlantean. But yeah, also like how they've done his trident. It also looks pretty good. But yeah. So, yeah. So, his articulation is the same as Aquaman and Black Manta. He can look left and right. He has a little bit of up and down movement. He has an ab crunch. Arms could come out, bicep swivel, single hinge elbow. So he can also kick forward at the leg pretty good, but can't really kick back. Thigh cut. He does have double jointed knees, so he could bend at the knees pretty good. And he also has ankle pivot. You know, double jointed knees and ankle pivot. Because I'm nervous right now. I'm trying to make this review as good as possible. But yeah, and he got two pegos on the bottom of his feet. But yeah, I really like how they've done this orb figure as well. Alright, and last but not least, we're also looking at the Trench Warrior, which I will say, as a choice for a collect and connect or build a figure, is the character choice is kind of lame, because, you know, they decided to, I'm guessing they didn't really know what other character, because there weren't really any big bulky, you know, focus type characters in the movie. But it could have been nice if they could have given, I mean, it doesn't really need to be like a big character, bulky character. It could have just been, you know, I don't know, I'm guessing, I can't really think right now, but I really think that this was a lame choice for a Build-A-Figure. But it does still look pretty nice. Like, because this is really meant for army building, because there's a whole bunch of these things in the movie. But it still does look pretty nice. Like, I really like how it looks. Really looks like a fish, you know, a sea creature. Like, I really like how they've painted on, you know, the bluish gray on him. Like, yeah, really like how they've done the red hair right here. And yeah. So yeah, And also, I'm having anxiety if my phone runs out of space, and I didn't really want to delete nothing. But that's why this review feels so rushed. But I really like how they've done it. And yeah. And the articulation is pretty cool. He could look left and right. Can't really look up and down, but the mouth also opens. Like, the arms could come out pretty good. The arms could also rotate. Single hinge elbow can rotate. Does have, kind of has an ab crunch, and it does have a waist swivel. It can kick forward and can't really kick back. Thigh cut, double hinge knee, so it could bend at the knees pretty good. And, doesn't, it kind of has ankle pivot and could move up and down, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. But yeah, I want to say not a bad figure, but a lame choice for a Build-A-Figure. It could have, because this is, something that's really meant for army building. And, no one is going to want to keep on buying a whole bunch of this wave in order to get multiple of these. But, yeah, but they probably just didn't know what else to put for this wave. But yeah. Okay, so now here's all the figures standing next to each other. And I want to say that obviously Mira is the shortest out of all of them, But I want to say that Black Manta is a little bit taller than both Ocean Master, and Aquaman because of the helmet. And yeah. But this is them standing on next to each other, and I think that the scaling is pretty good. Okay, now here is Aquaman standing next to the movie Justice League Aquaman, which, like, yeah, I have said it again, it's obviously a vast improvement over this one because, well, obviously because this one's newer. I mean, because this one has more articulation and more detail. But yeah, I like this figure a lot better. Like, and this, once again, this is going to be the ideal Aquaman suit I want to build to, if for my Justice League series stop motion whenever I do it. But yeah, yeah, but, and the two figures are about the same height. But yeah, yeah, I really like this one better. And also, here is Black Manta standing next to a couple of other DC supervillains. And yeah, and I definitely got him to make my Legion of Doom look more iconic, on how they look, and, to look more iconic, a more comic book looking Legion of Doom. And yeah, and I think he scales in with them pretty good. And I have him standing next to this Deathstroke figure, like, because I kind of like love this figure similarly on how I love this figure. But yeah, really like how he looks with my other figures in my collection. And also, here is Aquaman standing next to his Marvel counterpart, Namor the Submariner. And also, here is Aquaman standing next to his other Justice League teammates. And which I will definitely say, this shows, I want to say that they're in their ideal definitive outfits right now. Like, I would say Superman is in his, Batman is in his, Green Lantern, and kind of Martian Manhunter, but I might get an extra one, which I forgot to mention in the review of this figure, and do a repaint on it in order to do it. And I don't got the definitive ideal suit for Flash, but by far, this is the original 7 members of the Justice League in my ideal definitive vision of how I want to build the Justice League in my Justice League stop motion universe. But obviously not in my first Justice League stop motion. But yeah. And yeah, he really looks good with them. And last but not least, here is him standing next to Superman. Just for fun, here's him standing next to Superman and Shazam. And the only reason I have these 3 standing next to each other, because when I have watched reviews of this figure in particular, people have, been standing him with Aquaman and Superman back when this figure was more relevant. And yeah, I just wanted to do that just for fun. Okay, so before I get off, I just want to apologize again for the whole video on why it feels so rushed, because again, I am worried about getting interrupted, and I have anxiety that I might run out of battery storage. But yeah, but my final thoughts on this wave is I really love this wave. Like, this wave is full of good figures, even though I think the choice of the Build-A-Figure is lame, because, it's an army building type character. Like, yeah. But overall, this is a really good line. Like, I really love these figures. Like, they are super detailed. The articulation is great on them for my liking. And yeah. And once again, it's really debatable for me to determine whether if I like the Aquaman or the Black Manta figure, because these were actually the 2 figures I was excited for the most in getting from this wave. Like, I got this wave for Christmas, and like, yeah, these were the 2 that I was excited for the most, but I'm not sure on which one is my favorite. But yeah, but it's definitely one of these 2. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the video. And once again, sorry if it felt very rushed. It's just I'm feeling anxiety right now. But yeah. But yeah, and if you want to get this 5-year-old or 6-year-old, since this year is almost over, wave, like, yeah, I definitely recommend it. And if they're costing a certain amount, I'll say that they're definitely are worth the money, if you ask me. But yeah, or maybe you might want to go for the higher quality, like the Mafex versions. But overall, I love this wave. Like, it's a really great wave, even though we got this one, but I'm gonna stop it. But yeah, Super Kal-El signing off.